recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Woo, woo, woo! You know it!
You actually think you deserve a shot at this? You don't deserve buddy. You couldn't provide ice cream if the Dairy Queen, Carvel, and Cookie Puss drove an ice cream truck straight up your ass.
You should be ashamed I'm a part-timer, because I can do this part-time better than you could ever do it full-time.
This ain't no disco, ain't no country club either. This is the 3 Count Thursday podcast. So let's go, baby.
Scissor me, daddy! Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Hello, everyone. Welcome 3CT. We are live. It is Thursday, June the 8th, 2023. We're glad to be back with you for another one. We are still the podcast of the millennium. Head over to 3countthursday.com. Follow us on all of our social media at 3Count Thursday, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Get our merchandise over at tpublic.com, at least until the next bit of merch gets removed from the site. You had like a 10-minute window to get the Donkin shirt this morning. If you got it, let us know. I don't even know. Like, if you would have placed the order, do you know if they would still print that if the shirt's been removed? Well,
I think you can. I think if it gets removed, the money goes back.
Oh, well, that's fucking lame. But, yeah, head over there and get any of the merchandise that is still available on our TeePublic store. I think everything is currently on sale up to 35% off. So
now, did you need me to send you this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can send me that. We'll make sure that gets up there. Oh, I forgot to take the Hershey Mark one off. So get that while you can, 35% off. Devin joining us. Yeah, I agree with Charlie on that one. Fuck Hogan, respect the legend. Yeah, but yeah, starting off with some sad news. The Iron Sheik passed away yesterday at the age of 81. We'll talk about that here in a second, but let's go around the room. Ryan,
you all right, sir?
I am. It's good to see all 5 of 3 Count Thursday here today to talk about the happenings in the business of Well, I'm not okay right now. I guess we're one short.
We are. But, you know, at least he's the one that we're missing is the one that we don't pay, so.
I want everybody to go on their Twitters right now and go to @3CountIntern. And send the poop emoji to intern Mark to let him know how upset you are.
Yes.
That is the poop emoji to @3CountIntern.
And it's the number 3, not the word 3.
I'm so disappointed now.
He's the worst, man.
There's Cousin Brian's shirt.
Yeah.
He's sending people out.
That's true. Tim.
You all right, sir? I was good until I heard the news that Garth Brooks is dead set on releasing not 1, but 5 more Chris Gaines albums.
Wait, what?
Yes. Apparently, the Chris Gaines album that came out was supposed to be partnered up with a movie called The Lamb. The Lamb never happened. So everybody was just like, well, this is weird. What is this? Apparently, there's 5 other albums that Garth Brooks recorded as Chris Gaines, and he is dead set on releasing all of them to the public. And guess what? Guess whose ears can't wait to bleed? Mine.
That man,
dude, that Chris Gaines song that he released as a single was a bop.
I don't even remember what it is.
First off, when you said Garth Brooks is dead, I panicked for a second. I was like, wait, what? How did I not hear about this? But no, it was just dead set on ruining more musical listenings. Man, that's not great. Matt.
You all right, girl?
I'm doing well. I'm not stuck at the dump that is Hershey Park. I'm not listening to a shitty Sha-Na-Na concert, and I'm not drinking gross, delicious ice cold Yoo-Hoo. So I'm doing great.
There you go. Dang.
How are you?
I'm great. You
all right, sir?
I am on vacation.
You all right, sir?
I am on vacation. I'll get a better one at some point, but that was the one that I had.
That's right. You have to go to Knoebels tomorrow. I'm sorry, Jim.
No, I think the Knoebels trip is off because not only is Canada still on fire, but it's all supposed to be raining there tomorrow. So we are probably going to pass on that. But we're heading to the beach next week. I am off work until Tuesday the 20th, so I'm very happy. I'm in a good mood. I won't be here next week. We'll see if intern Mark shows up. Probably not. But
He won't. The video you shared in the private chat, and all I see is Garth Brooks in a Karen wig, sitting in the middle of this epic train station.
It's an R&B song. It's quality. It's a good song.
No.
I don't think anybody has ever said, like, even the person who posted this video, all 223,000 people who've watched this, and the 3.4 thousand people that have given it a thumbs up, I don't think any of them would say this is quality.
Wait. Is that on like Garth Brooks' official YouTube?
No, it's on somebody else's.
Okay, I was going to say because
YouTube.
What's that?
I don't think Garth has an official YouTube.
He probably does. Everybody does. But yeah, I was going to say if that was on his official YouTube and it got 200,000 views, like that would tell you how terrible it is.
Official YouTube channel.
Huh?
No.
He had something with like a streaming service that like prevented him from doing it or something. I forget what it was.
I know he was hooked up with Sirius somehow, but I didn't know if that had something to do with it.
Maybe that has to do with it.
What's the Garth channel called?
The Garth channel.
I think it's just called the Garth channel.
Is it called the Garth channel?
I believe so.
Garth Brooks is like Garth Brooks is like
no, that's if Devin had a channel on Sirius. But there's no easy way to transition to sad news, so let's just do it anyway. Like we said at the top of the show, the Iron Sheik passed away yesterday at the age of 81. Of course, career spanning almost 4 decades in the wrestling business, numerous accolades, including WWF World and Tag Team Champion, NWA Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. He was a Hall of Famer, NWA Hall of Fame class of 08, WWE Hall of Fame class of 05. It's unfortunate Mark is not with us because I think he would probably have the most like time actually watching the Iron Sheik. Like I think probably by the time we were watching it was more he was Colonel Mustafa with Slaughter in that early 90s run. Of course, had a couple of appearances, and then really it's kind of become the Twitter account and just interviews and documentaries and things where he's publicly bashed Hulk Hogan, which is never a problem in anybody's book. But is there anything specifically from the Sheik's like career or life that stands out to you guys? I mean, we should probably at least take the time to recognize, I suppose.
Yeah, much like the Garth channel on Sirius XM, the Iron Sheik is no longer with us.
Yeah, the Garth channel's gone.
Wait, it's gone?
They took the Garth channel off September 30th of 2022.
Shows how much I pay attention.
It's now Carrie Underwood, Carrie's Country or something.
I think it's Red, White, and Blue or something like that, or Red, White, and Booze. I forget what the title is now. It's definitely still a country genre. Booze.
Yeah, it was Channel 55. There's not even a Channel 55. There's not even a Channel 55 anymore.
The number's still there, Jim. It's between 45 and 56.
I'm literally looking at my series.
54.
It's gone.
All channels 52, 50, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 56, 57, 58.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rip.
What is 56? Y2 Country?
56 is the Highway. Country's Next Generation. 57 is Y2 Country. This millennium's country hits. 58
Y2 Country
is Prime Country. 59 is Kenny No Shoes Radio, Kenny Chesney's music channel.
Yep.
60 is Carrie's Country, Carrie Underwood's own channel.
Oh, there it is, Carrie's Country.
And then then you got a couple other ones.
Huh. I'll be done.
Willie Nelson.
I think that must have just recently gotten shuffled because I do have channel 55 or had channel 55.
Yeah, I'll have to check.
saved
It was some sort of red, white, and
Yeah, I
booze
think it
thing
was
over
red, white,
Memorial
and
Day.
booze
It
or
might
something.
just
It was
change around. Yeah. One of my favorite Iron Sheik videos actually lives on YouTube. And it was when the Iron Sheik and the Ultimate Warrior almost came to blows at a signing back in like 2007. And it stars everybody's favorite promoter, Eric Sims, where the Sheik is like yelling at Eric Sims, knowing like he knew the Warrior was going to be there. And I guess Sheik tried to shake his hand, and Warrior's like, "No, you're a hypocrite. Don't say hi to me. You said I was on drugs or something." And then the Iron Sheik just loses his mind and starts yelling at Eric, starts yelling at the Warrior. Security was like hovering around. It's like a 1:40 video, but go check it out if you've not seen it.
Charlie says 25 is the best channel in series. It's the classic rewind, 70s, 80s classic rock. One of my favorites.
I have it saved on there. I have saved, yeah.
I still think, is it Pop Rocks, the 90s and 2000s?
Pop Rocks is quality.
I think that's the one that is usually like my go-to. Tim or Matt, anything from Sheik's life, career that stands out?
I'm watching the Sheiky video, and I wish that Iron Sheik would have washed Ultimate Warrior with these he's got Birkenstocks on, and I just would have loved to see the Iron Sheik beat up the Ultimate Warrior in some Birkenstocks.
Like, I assume Sheik just hated the Warrior because the Warrior was a known horrible human being, right? Like, is that the premise of it?
I'm pretty
Horrible
sure.
human being.
I mean,
according to the comments, Sheik extended a hand to shake his hand, and Warrior was the one who balked at the handshake, and then that upset Sheik because it was disrespectful to the Iron Sheik.
Got it.
And I guess he wanted to humble him. I don't know.
He wanted to humble him. Matt, how about you?
Nothing really stands out, but I did just watch the Hidden Treasures episode where they were looking for some of Sheik's memorabilia. So
Was that the thing when they were looking for those wooden weight things?
Yeah.
The Persian clubs.
Jesus.
Persian clubs.
What Backlund had them, right?
Yeah, he had 2 sets.
Jeez.
It's a shame because just Tuesday he finally made it into the ring for the Battle Royal from the gimmick match in WrestleMania 17.
Tuesday?
So it's a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, sadly, like that's kind of the spot that will stick out to me as like not the legacy of Sheik, because obviously you go back to the early days of Vincent Kennedy McMahon's WWF, like the Sheik and
Vincent Kennedy, Mitch Man.
you do a pretty good Sheik, by the way, Tim. But yeah, like him and Hogan and Backlund, like those guys really were the backbones of the early World Wrestling Federation. Like there's the Funko. I actually think I have that Funko somewhere buried in a box.
I think I do as well somewhere.
But
not out on display.
No.
He had a chase one, right? With the
red, yeah.
One thing I would recommend everybody do is Iron Sheik has one of the best Hall of Fame speeches.
Okay.
Of all time. Where he like goes through the story of like Mr. Vergania asked me break Hulk Hogan leg, and I said I cannot do that to Mr. McMahon. And it's so great. And like Sheik is so dead serious, and everybody is just dying at the delivery of Sheik doing everything. And like he stopped, he like does the old person like, okay, well, I'll talk to you later. Okay, I love you. Bye. Oh, one more thing. And then he like, okay, I'm good. One more thing. And he just like,
I love
4
that.
or 5 times.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah. Cause I can guarantee
it's all on the cock.
Yeah. I can guarantee that I've never watched
right on the cock.
The Hall of Fame class of 2005. I've never watched that. So I'll have to go back and check out that speech. And there was a documentary, I want to say 2018, 2019, maybe,
Called just Sheik?
Yeah, just called Sheik. That was really good.
I think that's on YouTube.
Yeah, so if you haven't watched that, I would recommend that. But yeah, really, I mean, sadly, the gimmick battle royal really is what stands out to me, and his taking forever to get to the ring. But yeah, obviously was a huge staple in the WWF. So yeah, Iron Sheik, rest in peace, and gone at the age of 81 this week.
Shout out to Brett Azar, I believe his name is, who portrays him on Young Rock. I think he does a fantastic job with that character, and at least can still tell some of the story of The Rock, really, but some of the throwbacks with Sheik in there, which is pretty neat.
Do you know? Did that get renewed for another season? Do you know?
I assumed it did. It has The Rock in it.
Oh, that's true. There you go.
Is there another Fast and Furious movie?
Probably.
Hey, man. I didn't know that he was back until I watched it.
Paul Walker's back.
No, The Rock's back.
Oh.
Jesus,
right. I didn't know. I didn't watch the movie.
See, talking about it like 4 weeks after the movie comes out is acceptable time to talk about it, not the Thursday after.
I didn't watch it now, and now I know The Rock's back. Great.
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you where, when, or how.
Doesn't matter. You ruined it.
And Paul Walker's not apparently back. So
you can spoil Manifest, right? No one gives a shit about that.
Wow, so rude, man. Why do you gotta fucking be that way? All right, let's go to
plane
this.
Came back.
There you go. See, this is why I made
the plane. What happened?
This is why I made sure I watched it before we got to the show, because I figured Ryan would
delayed.
watch it.
It was.
It was delayed. It was delayed for 5.5 years, and then it made it.
Made it.
All right, let's go to the news.
I usually don't enjoy shows that jump the shark as much as that guy.
It jumped multiple times.
It jumped the shark repeatedly. Jumped the shark backwards. Jumped the shark with the skis on their hands. Literally any way possible.
Every way you can jump a shark, it jumped.
They did it, and I was there every single week.
Yeah.
And every single episode. God, what a good show!
And you guys weren't upset with the way it ended?
No, I actually thought it was the
not.
perfect way to end it.
God, I would have been livid if I sat through seasons and it came out to that.
How would you have been?
Because you read it, right?
I read it. Yeah.
Wait,
it was a book?
What did the reading tell you?
The reading told me that it was basically like a purgatory type thing, and they got to come back once they had been resolved of their wrongs. Correct?
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, forgiveness allowed the plane to land.
Stupid.
They got out and saw their family like they never happened. Although the people that chose not to did not make the plane flight home.
Yeah, the adults were aware. The kids were able to be kids again,
and have no recollection of the time spent in. Right.
What's the point of the show?
Well, what's the point of any show, Matthew?
If they just woke up from the dream that was the first episode, what's the fucking point of the show?
But it wasn't a dream.
It wasn't a dream though.
Might as well have been. It's
because
cop-out.
because they all remembered what happened. So it's not like they all lived it, and now they have a chance to live again.
So if you like hearing us bitch about things that aren't wrestling related, we have a Tuesday show
that
drops every Tuesday.
Tune in on Tuesday on the podcast feed, and you will hear things like that.
Stupid show.
Oh my God. In the news this week, I guess more... there's some speculation, some news, I suppose, but per PW Mania, Bray Wyatt will be returning to WWE soon. Wyatt, who battled a bout of COVID-19, was also reported to be going through a, quote, mental break, but WWE does have creative plans for his return. Wyatt, of course, was last seen on television at the Royal Rumble, where he defeated LA Knight in the Pitch Black match. Yeah.
Forgot all about that.
Yeah.
My heart actually just slowed down like 2 days ago from the bottle of Pitch Black. Tim, is Marcus still on that heater, or is he finally come off the Pitch Black?
Oh, well, the Pitch Black kind of went away from him.
Okay. So
but I'm pretty sure
they don't make it anymore, do they?
It's a rotator.
It was a moment in time. I know I have seen some rumors that there's that they may be bringing the Fiend back. I guess my discussion point in a return of Bray Wyatt is Bray Wyatt the Fiend, whatever the character we saw at Mountain Dew Pitch Black presents the Royal Rumble, is Bray Wyatt redeemable? Like I felt like the return was like really cool at the start, and then it just kind of got, I don't know, every week with Uncle Howdy and who's Uncle Howdy and who's this and who's that, and we're going back to the fun house, but we're not back in the fun house. Like I felt like they knew they wanted to bring him back, but they didn't really know what to do with him once he was back. And he was kind of like, he was Wyndham, but he was also Bray, but he was also the Fiend, but he was something new. It didn't seem to have any direction. And I think the break was probably a good thing, but are you guys in on a return? Like, he's one of my favorite wrestlers, at the very least, since we've been doing this show. But I'm starting to wonder, like, man, where do we go from here? Oh, I like that.
I don't care.
And
that's my thought too.
Because I was really high on the idea of Bray coming back. I don't think you can bring him back as the Fiend because you burned the Fiend. He died,
but he came back.
Even then he came back.
Then he left again, and now he was just Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
You put an awful match on with the Mountain Dew Code Yellow.
Yep.
I hate it. I really do. I do care. I don't care to see him back, honestly.
So you would,
it does nothing for me anymore. They have taken something that I was super high and super excited on and just ruined it. I mean, I'm not saying they couldn't redeem it.
I was going to say that
and
they
could do something that brings me back in, but you can't bring back the Funhouse. You can't bring back the creepy break door. You can't bring back the way it was and assume I'm just going to pick up.
Right. So like right now, like
I'm not interested.
Right now, if there was like a 95% chance that Bray Wyatt's going to be on SmackDown tomorrow, are you going? Now I know you're going to the beach, but if you weren't going to the beach, like would you tune into SmackDown tomorrow, like knowing there's a really good chance Bray Wyatt's going to be on it, or does it not move the needle at all right now for you?
The Queen of England could be on SmackDown tomorrow, and I wouldn't be fucking tuning in.
Okay.
She's dead.
Really?
Oh man! Wow.
Wow, where have I been?
Dang right. Tim.
She's up there just humbling her in the Cobra Clutch.
I gotcha. How do it?
Tim or Matt, thoughts on Bray Wyatt? Tim, you said you don't care? That's where you're at?
How many times am I gonna... You want to know what he is? He is that Geico commercial with the dude has Arnold's here.
Oh, Arnold's here. What do we got? What's he bringing?
I'm gonna eat, goddammit.
Thank you. It is Wendon's.
Ah.
I got a 10-piece nuggie and a medium fry.
Very nice. Very nice.
I'm excited. You guys remember that like Geico commercial with the old man fishing with the dollar on the end of the fishing line?
Oh yeah, you almost had it. Got to be quicker than that.
That is. They keep dangling this buck out there, and we all go to grab it. And that at the same time as we all go to grab it, they pull the effing bill. Like, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's him because his dog died or his homie died or whatever. Like, I don't care. Look, man, I'm trying to eat, goddammit. And
no.
What?
I had to link.
I'm gonna eat, goddammit.
To make sure I read that.
Yep, you did. Yeah, and that's really kind of the unfortunate thing because, man, like in his initial run and with the Fiend stuff, like I was like ready to I was one of these people like banging the drum for like he's one of like the best characters in the history of this company. And I still think that, like, you know, Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, and the Fiend, like those characters are great. But like, and Bray Wyatt and The Fiend are both, you know, one was a WWE champion, one was a Universal champion. Like, you can never take those things away. But it was go away, come back, go away, come back. You know, never win the big feud. Then he comes back and it's like really cool, and he's doing like I thought the return was really cool, and he's talking to us as Bray, but he's kind of talking to us as Wyndham, and then it just every week it was just like, what the hell are we doing here? But yeah, Matt, your thoughts. If it's redeemable, are you excited at all about an idea of a Bray return?
Much like the overrated TV show Manifest, this is something that I've lost interest in.
Way out of line.
And
Way
I
out
will
of line.
read what happens in the Bray Wyatt Fiend storyline after it's over, but I don't care to actually sit and watch it.
Yeah, and it sucks. But I think that's kind of where I'm at, and yeah, it's not that it's not redeemable, because if they do something that's really good with it and has great direction and it's compelling, then I'm back, man. But now I'm to the point where it's you have to prove it to me. Like you have to tell me that he's great, because it's not like there's not good characters on WWE TV right now. So like, you're capable of producing quality TV. Like, just prove it to me that Bray Wyatt is that dude again.
Quality is a stretch, Jim.
You better watch.
I'm going to answer the question, Jim, like this.
Acknowledge me.
I am more excited to see CM Punk return than I am Bray Wyatt.
You know, Ryan, I never thought that I would say this, but I probably am too. Because
can we get that in a tweet? Or is that's too much to ask, right?
No, I can tweet that.
No.
I'll tweet that. You want me to tweet that? I'll tweet it right now.
It's a listener exclusive, Jim.
All right, well. But no, like, because like, if Punk is back and it's great, then it's good TV. If Punk is back and it's a train wreck, at least
it's something to tweet about.
Well, yeah, it was something to tweet about, but also like, it's fun to kind of watch something like that unravel. Like with Bray Wyatt, it's just like, until you prove to me that it's good. Like yeah, like with Punk's return, it's like, what the hell's gonna happen? Like with Bray, it's more like, what's gonna happen?
I read somewhere that Bray has some sort of control of the character in his contract that he signed when he came back. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't think WWE is great at leaking contracts. But if that's the case, that could be some of the issue here as well. That maybe the WWE wants the Fiend, and Bray says, "No, I don't want to do that character anymore. I've moved on." And then they've got to figure out a way that makes both parties happy. I don't know if it's true. It's something that I've read. Take it for what it's worth.
I mean, I believe that there's probably some degree of control, but like, yeah, I mean, and maybe that's where some of the problem has arose, because he wants to do something different than the company does, and then you're in kind of a standoff. Let's see, Scotty here says the Fiend's allure never interests him, but honestly happy for his fans if he comes back. The Fiend is just an entrance to him, similar to the Demon. He says, name a good match the Fiend has had. The match with Daniel Bryan at the Royal Rumble in 2020. Was it the strap match?
Here's the thing. Is that a good Bray Wyatt match? Or is that Daniel Bryan dragging somebody to a good match?
Why does the Fiend have to have a good match? It's all the gimmick.
I don't think he's a match guy.
Yeah, Bray's not a match guy.
So
and that's okay.
Bray, spot, break this neck, bump, Sister Abigail, go home.
Yeah. Name a great Ultimate Warrior match.
It looks really cool. Right.
Warrior was never about the match. Warrior was about the match with Hogan. Like, besides the match with Hogan, and was it the Savage match at WrestleMania 7?
There's 2 matches with Savage that are really effing
Yeah,
good.
but again, Macho Man Randy Savage. Like, let's be fair. That is it.
And the Rick Rude stuff.
Rude's great, but even like the steel cage match at SummerSlam 90, like, that match is 9 minutes long. Like that's the perfect window for a Bray Wyatt match. Is about 8-9 minutes. You know, we're not doing, 60-minute Broadways with the Ultimate Warrior and Bray Wyatt. Like, we're not doing that.
And that 90 SummerSlam match was great because you had the cage to lean on,
Mm-hmm.
and Rick Rude, who could legitimately go really well in the ring.
Yeah.
You just needed a dance partner. Everything else was there, right?
Yeah, like there's been a lot of guys in the business that that have been better characters than wrestlers, and that's okay.
Name a great Stone Cold Steve Austin match that doesn't involve Bret Hart or the dance partner that took it to a great match.
Sure.
I mean, that's tough because when Austin, it's the same reason why I don't think Austin's the number one WWE superstar of all time. He is working with literally 15 Hall of Famers all at the same time.
Yeah.
So, like, when your options are Kurt Angle or Undertaker or Triple H or The Rock or Mankind,
Yeah.
like, what are you going to do? Like,
and Devin makes a good point. He says mental health is a son of a bitch. He said when you lost someone as close to you as Luke Harper, his actual name is Brody Lee. Is that when you lose someone that close to you, it's hard to get over it. And I absolutely agree. He says, and stop kicking the man when he's down. It's not that we're kicking the man that he's down. Like, and I've said this before. If it is because there has been reports that this has been as much of a mental break as it is a physical break. And I said this even when he was let go right after WrestleMania 37, that if it is a situation of mental health, like, and I believe there is at least a degree there, like I want Wyndham to be okay. Like,
mm-hmm.
he's a man, he's a person, he has a family, he has young kids. Like, I want him to be okay. I'm talking about Bray Wyatt, the WWE character. That for me, I'm not necessarily excited to see back, because for any number of reasons, whether it's mental, whether it's he was out of shape and not ring ready. I mean, even on his return promos, he was wearing a knee brace. So, like, I don't know if he was in great physical condition, if he was ready to come back and be in the ring. Like, that's the part that for me, I'm going, if it's not going to be great and it's not going to pull me in, maybe we just don't do this. Like, let's not ruin what was once great any more than it's been ruined.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to hear this, and I'm not sure how Devin jumped to that and would think we're saying to Bray Wyatt, to Wyndham the man, to suck it up and come back. Like, that's not at all.
No. If that's how it was coming across, it's...
If any wrestling podcast takes mental health seriously, I think it is this podcast. I think we've tackled some really serious topics on this show before. Mental health, I think, being one of them, and I don't think we would joke or even make a light of a situation like that, because that's not what we're talking about. Wyndham the man in a bad mental spot coming back. But if he's not ready, he's not ready. I'm talking about the character Bray Wyatt coming through the shining door again. You're not going to hook me that way again. That's all I was talking about.
Yeah, like, two things. Like, one, if this podcast took any sort of stand, it would be, I don't want to see Bray Wyatt again if he's not right.
Yeah, 100%.
Because if he's not right, so here's the thing. If he rushes back and he's not right, then we're getting the exact same Bray Wyatt we've gotten all these times.
Yeah.
Where something is pulling him away. Whether it's creatively or personally or physically, something's pulling him away. And the problem is that his highs are so astronomically high, right? Like, he is off the charts with, like, our interest. But the problem is, just like with mental health, sometimes your highs are really, really high, and then your lows are lower than the dirt. And that's where Bray Wyatt's at.
Yeah.
I'll also say that I'll piggyback what I just said off of this too. Just like we as a podcast would rather Bray Wyatt never come back and be good if there's one person who could create some sort of magic and get people who were not interested at all into being interested again, it's Bray Wyatt.
100%. Yeah, and I think
like, all it takes is a different version of this White Rabbit crap.
Yeah.
Give us White Rabbit again. Like, bring back the rabbit.
Yeah.
And, like, the rabbit just leads the trails, and, like, don't even give us Bray Wyatt. Give me, like, 2 months of White Rabbit, QR codes, and cryptographs, and all that. I want to be the dude. The only thing I know from It's Always Sunny is I want to be effing Charlie Day in front of a board with strings. Like, this is over here, and this is going... Like, that's what I want.
Nope, you hooked me once with that bullshit. You're not going to get me again. Nope.
Do something. Could you do something similar? Like if it's not actually White Rabbit, is there some teases that would?
You want to get me? Just have him show up when I actually least expect it.
But yeah, I'm 100% with echoing what Tim said. Yeah, like get to where you are, and here's the deal: like anybody who struggles with mental health, myself included, you're never 100%. So I won't say that Wyndham / Bray needs to get to 100% to return, because you're never going to be there. I'm never going to be there. You know, I've been going to counseling for 16 years. I still go. I have an appointment in 3 weeks to go. I will never be 100%, which is why I'm probably going to go until I'm dead, because it's a check-in that I need. I don't go as much as I used to, but I still go. But
Jim, just get your weed, man. Just get your weed card.
But
it's legal now.
But get to a level where you're okay. Get and that you are ready to come back and take on the grueling schedule, and what you know, it is grueling to do this. You know, to do what the WWE superstars do and AEW superstars do and Impact wrestlers and independent wrestlers. Like, it's not an easy thing.
It's creative types.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, boy, here's the soundbite. But it's like anybody that does something creative on a regular basis, to some degree, has their struggles with, like, their outlook. I don't know how many times the four of us have been, as a podcast, chilling in the wee hours of the morning at the diner talking about what the fuck are we doing with the podcast? And it's like, it's not that we don't want to do the podcast, but it's like, shit, we got to do something. We got to figure something. We got to change something. We got to do something, because, like, sure, you can do the same thing over and over again, but if you're miserable doing it and you're not having fun, why do it, right? And that's Bray Wyatt. Like,
and that's why we have the Tuesday 3 Count podcast, the 3CT podcast.
That's why we
on
don't
Tuesdays.
Go 2 hours. That's why we don't go 2 hours on Thursday.
Yeah.
That's why we've got 2 shows, Tuesday, Thursday. And even then, even after making that change, I'll speak for myself. After a year of it, I'm like, shit, do we do the right thing? Do we do it? Is it right? Do we need to go back? Like, what do we need to do?
We do not need to go back to 2 hours at 9:30 p.m. at night. I can guarantee you that.
Oh, it's not that. Like, it's
that is one thing we do not need to do.
You can find us on WrestlingInformant247.com.
But yeah, you know, Devin, Scotty, but both echoing similar things in the comments here. Yeah, and if we came across differently, then we want Wyndham to be okay, then I'll apologize for myself. I won't speak for you guys, but that's definitely not that's not the place we were coming from. I was speaking specifically on the Bray Wyatt WWE produced character, that if it's not going to be good, again, for whatever reason, and I don't know Wyndham personally. I'm not trying to speak for his mental or physical health. because I don't know him, and I don't think that's fair to him.
Right.
So for whatever reason, if the character is not going to be great, I don't need a new version of this last return and have it not be good. And 6 months from now, we're doing the same thing. Like, should he come back? Should he not come back? Like, I would rather leave the Bray Wyatt character where it was and what we had, and the Fiend was great, and the Wyatt family was great, and this last thing, like the return was cool, and then he glowed in the dark at Royal Rumble, and LA Knight fell, and the fireworks went from a completely different spot, and that was just a thing that happened.
That could be a fine send off.
Yeah,
honestly.
like end it there. And if that's the last, like, then we got a cool, creepy Bray Wyatt match with glowy ropes. Like, okay, fine. That's how we end this thing, and we go from there.
Yeah.
How do you bring him back? Anything's on the table. Total creative, whatever you can do. How do you bring Bray Wyatt back to intrigue the crowd?
Promos, pre-tapes.
You go promos?
Yeah.
Okay.
You do pre-tape promos. He's not in the building at all. Because, like, here's the thing. You made an excellent point with, like, the White Rabbit stuff, right? You can't mask Bray Wyatt as something different.
Yeah.
I don't think you do Firefly Funhouse stuff.
No.
But, like, do Bray cutting promos. And, like, he is the king of the vague, amorphous blob, word cloud promo. Says a whole bunch of something, doesn't say nothing. But you're like, ooh, like the Ultimate Warrior, very good player comp. And, like, you just have him cut promos for, like, 6 weeks. Leading to something. And, like, alluding the game you play with the White Rabbit games, you just make them the Bray Wyatt promos. And everybody's trying to figure out, well, what's Bray Wyatt talking about? Who is he talking about? What is he going to do? Where is he going to go? Who is he after? And then, like, when you think you've got it, then that's when Bray shows up and strikes.
Well, yeah, like, okay, so you think, he's going to return at the SmackDown on October 8th to attack LA Knight. But he shows up September 12th in Brooklyn to attack Seth Rollins, like, out of nowhere. Like, so you're like, man, I got this all figured out. Everybody's got this all figured out. The internet, everybody on the internet's talking about it. Everybody's pinpointed. Oh yeah, like this clue leads to, Lincoln, Nebraska, which is where SmackDown is on blah blah blah. Boom, we got this. We know when he's coming, and then he shows up at a different point.
Right.
Wouldn't it be great if everybody just got along and worked together, and out of nowhere Bray Wyatt shows up at Forbidden Door?
I mean, it would be a Forbidden Door, Ryan.
That would be the biggest Forbidden Door.
That would be wild.
Tell me the WWE wouldn't benefit from that the following night.
Oh, absolutely. They absolutely would.
They wouldn't have any rights to the video.
They wouldn't need to.
Yeah, you wouldn't need to.
You wouldn't need to, because the video is going to be thereafter. That's all you would need.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It would.
Well, that's an excellent idea.
It's a great idea.
That's never going to happen.
Never going to happen, but a great idea nonetheless. Any other thoughts?
It's a great idea. The WWE's not having it. I've learned that the hard way.
Yeah, and the worst. Anything else relating to Bray Wyatt before we move on? All right, let's hit.
I'm about to punch Ryan in the fucking mouth.
Oh,
That's
boy.
Since John Moxley and Cesaro, way before Gargano, there was Savage and Roddy, and Saturdays on NBC. These five guys on Facebook are gonna take a hard look. 3 Count Thursday brings to you the wrestler on the week.
All right, week number 9.
I wanted to see
of year 3
what picture would pop up, because I had a bunch of crumbs. I was going to dump the crumbs in my mouth, but I didn't want to do it in front of all the listeners. So I was just going to pop up my
Why are you trying to hide what you are, Ryan?
Screen. real quick.
Fat.
And then, well, that's the truth. I just try to be respectful.
Why?
I quickly
Ryan.
up and I was like, it's Tim. And I pulled it back down.
Ryan, no more than a month ago, while the Wrestler of the Week song was playing, you ripped your shirt off and whipped them titties around. Why are you worried about some crumbs?
I was celebrating. That
You
was a
were.
celebratory moment.
But I'm just saying, like, what are you worried about some crumbs?
I didn't mean to be disrespectful. If Tim looks at that as disrespectful. That's all I'm saying.
No intern Mark, so let's put intern Mark's picks up for half a second like we always do.
I motion to ban intern Mark from getting to vote for Wrestler of the Week until he returns to the Thursday show.
Ooh.
That's a second.
Tim, you're muted.
Can anybody guess why he picked who he picked for this week?
Can you just not tell Tim he's muted one time and just let Tim go as long as we can?
No,
we'll just
because
play along with
I
guessing
wouldn't
what
want
Tim
that to
said.
happen to me. So I will not let that happen to somebody else, except for Mark.
I wish we had comments or sound clips that said about people being a bitch, but I think we got rid of most of them.
We did. We still have this one.
I'm a bitch.
There it is.
Orange Cassidy he picked because I think I have him on mine.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Thea Hale.
Thea Hale is on most people's list.
Zoe Stark because she came out with Trish Stratus, maybe, and Mark loves Trish Stratus. Maybe.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther he probably had on the week before and just forgot to update.
That could be.
And then the Bloodline, I mean, I guess because of the new title belt and
Sure, I guess.
and the segment on SmackDown, which like really, I mean,
it was great.
Wasn't a great segment for the Bloodline, if we're being honest about it. Like Roman stands tall, he gets a new belt, a new shiny belt, but like the Bloodline is not doing well, really, if you're looking at it. So yeah, I don't know. Any thoughts on the new belt, by the way? I'm sure Ryan hates it.
That's an excellent question.
It sucks. I'll
What?
say it.
Why do you think it sucks?
Because it's new. That's why, right, Ryan?
Imagine buying a 1993 Subaru Legacy and just putting a gold paint job on it and being like, look at this brand new nice car I have. No, it's a stupid 93 Legacy. It's not even a nice car.
So you're saying that
painting is not going to make it better.
And Ryan, how many versions of the TNT title have there been that are the same physical design, and the TBS title is the same design at that? Then you have renaming the Atlantic/International title. This is literally nothing new in wrestling.
I mean,
They renamed that?
Am I wrong?
I don't know. This is based on one of Jim's tweets from Wednesday.
That's fair.
I mean, somebody's gripe was that
wasn't your thoughts.
Jim has filters set for critique of WWE on Twitter, so watch out, Twitterverse.
I mean,
He
Here
will
comes the
find you.
the QTs.
I mean,
He ain't lying.
Matt, let's go to your picks.
Oh, hold on. Let me pull up my notes app because I wrote down reasons why I picked these people.
Huh.
Iron Sheik, may he rest in peace. At number 5, Tommy Knight is your new number 1 contender for the MCW Championship. Thea Hale, number 1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship. Camille Brickhouse retained her NWA title. She now has a 2-year reign of said title. So tip of the cap to her. And in first place, Blake Christian, the new GCW World Champion.
All right, there we go. Ryan.
Titles matter, Jim.
They do.
Titles do matter.
They do matter, Ryan. Go ahead.
Yep. The Iron Sheik is dead. Number 5. Number 4, Mike Orlando
is dead.
Mike Orlando's alive and well. He is the new Pride of Wrestling champion. I popped myself. I don't usually pop myself. Shit. The new Pride of Wrestling champion. Blake Christian, the new GCW champion. We have old Mike Knox and big old Trevor Murdoch. They're your Crockett Cup winners. NWA, still a thing. Rina Yamashita is your Tournament of Survival winner and champion. She went on the next night to face Masha Slamovich. when Blake Christian then entered himself and won the GCW championship. Championships and tournaments matter. Jim.
Perfect. Tim, we'll go to you next. Go ahead.
Here we go. Seth Rollins successfully retained the World Heavyweight Championship against Damian Priest.
Hold on.
On Raw.
Go ahead. LA Knight. Yeah, he's my number 4.
Yeah.
Number 3, my boy Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
Number 2, Blake Christian.
Yeah.
He's the new GCW champion. Great match, by the way. Watched it. Love GCW. And Narina Yamashita. I think that's how I pronounce it. She's the Tournament of Survival 8th champion. She won that championship trophy. It was a beautiful trophy. Back to you, Jim.
Get him off the fucking screen. Hit the fucking button. Hit the button.
Okay.
Yeehaw!
Yeah.
Tim, do you have anything to add to your picks? Or
That's it, boy.
all right. Mine. LA Knight.
I thought you were sucking on a French fry.
Yeah.
That makes much more sense.
No, he needs a long pull now.
My vape, the oil in the vape is stuck, so I have to
and you
try to force the blockage out.
Yeah, you just
And
gotta.
you suck the little
No, I
thing
can't put
out.
my tongue in it.
Oh.
Stick my tongue in there. Oh my god, it's so good.
LA Knight number 5, because he's now in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and he should win the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah.
Thea Hale, because she is the new number 1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship. Tim's not having a good time. Trinity, she is the number 1 contender. She's getting a Impact Knockouts Women's Championship match coming up at Slammiversary later this month. My number 2, Orange Cassidy, continuing his All-Atlantic International Championship reign. And my number 1, Seth Rollins, successful first title defense of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Our People's Champ this week, again, as selected by Prince Evan, is Damian Priest for losing in a World Heavyweight Championship match.
Fine match, Jim. It was a fine match.
It was a good match. It was a good main event.
Good matches matter, Jim.
They do matter.
Why are you going to knock the only guy that watches wrestling in this podcast?
Because I'm a jerk.
I'm a bitch.
And one of those. Tim, where does that leave us for the week and for the year?
I don't know, Ryan. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ryan.
No, it's fine. You can do it. I don't want to step on your toes.
Number 5, Seth Rollins, picking up points. Thea Hale 4, Orange Cassidy 3, Rinya Yamashita 2, Blake Christian in the pole position for the week. But for the year, as I take this down first and put this up, it's still Deonna Purrazzo's world. Everybody else still living in it. Seth Rollins now has broken away from the pack and is in sole control of second place, and Orange Cassidy, the big mover of the week 2, now jumping up into a tie for third with Liv and Raquel. And the 5th place, actually that should be 6th place, with Bad Bunny, Neverfall, AJ Styles, Willow, KO, Sammy, and Tiffany Stratton. Nothing changed in the bottom half of the standings for the year. I can't believe we're almost into week 10.
Yeah, it's pretty insane, and that is where we will leave week number 9.
Since John Moxley, Cesaro, way before Gargano, there was Savage and Roddy, and Saturdays on NBC. These 5 guys on Facebook are gonna take a hard look. 3 Count Thursday brings to you the wrestler on the week.
All right, so I just found another
The 3
picture of Marcus
count
King.
question of the week.
And this guy, I swear, it's just like Tim. The guy just like him, man.
Man, looks just like
It's just
him.
crazy that Tim doesn't see it. God.
Man, it's like a mirror image.
It's close. Look, he's got the microphone. He's singing a song. That's Marcus King.
He's got similar glasses too. Jesus Christ.
Well, they're always in style.
All right. Our question of the week this week. It has been heavily rumored that we are getting Brock versus Cody number 3 at SummerSlam, but with a stipulation that has, quote, not been used in a long time in the WWE. So I asked the 3 count audience, and I will ask you guys, what stipulation do you think will be used for Brock versus Cody number 3?
Or are there any left since Chase named every single possible stipulation?
I mean, we will get to the Facebook comments after, so you're allowed to name any number of the 70 that he listed. What all did he list, by the way?
I think there were at least 5.
Punjabi Prison, Kennel from Hell, or the match where they wrestle on a truck.
That's a WCW match, isn't it?
I think
That's
so.
the King of the Road match from WCW.
Yeah, those
that
were.
would be a choice.
Yeah, that would
Well,
certainly.
that had a Rhodes in it, right? And Blacktop Bully. Is that who it was?
It was Dustin Rhodes and Blacktop Bully.
Wow.
Dang. Look
Rhodes
at Ryan
legacy
with some wrestling
continues.
knowledge.
Well, sometimes I tap into somebody that's similar, and I manifest things, Jim.
See what you did there.
It's all connected.
Stupid.
Any thoughts on what the stipulation they might use is?
I think
Bravo
I answered.
bull rope.
Ooh, there you go.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Some sort of the Texas the bull rope, something like that. Because I don't
match.
Yeah, something along those lines. We don't see it much in WWE. Cody had the one with Brody Lee in AEW, so it's a match he's done. Obviously, it's a match that has been very popular or has been used multiple times in his family.
First blood would be interesting in the comments. Mario.
Yeah, Mario's first blood. That would
both of those guys are prone.
I'll say both are bleed. It would be a quick match. It would be a quick, not as quick as a John Moxley first blood match, but a quick match nonetheless.
The bell rings and Moxley just starts gushing.
just
ding ding.
Well, I guess it's over.
I think I said WeLC. We haven't seen one of them in a while.
I
Just
think you
takes a
might
bunch
have
of
said
little chairs
WeLC
and
on
little tables.
Twitter.
Yeah, I think you just said stairs match.
Oh, stairs. But did I say stairs? Stairs is a good match. It's a stairs match. Then I must have said WeLC on Twitter.
On Twitter, you said there's only one answer: stage a WeLC match. Yeah, a lot of some comments. Texas bull rope. Rodney said coal miner's glove on a pole.
That's very WCW.
Charlie says would love to see Brock in the fight pit, but he thinks they're going to have a last man standing. If Brock's going to be in a fight pit, I want it to be against Matt Riddle. I'll just say that right now. I think that would be better.
And Brock was just in the last man standing match.
Oh yeah, he was.
Him and Roman.
That's right. Yeah, he won't do that again.
They can't do last man standing ever again.
No.
Last man standing's retired. You can't.
It's
you
over.
Cannot beat.
Oh yeah, that was
Brock
the tractor.
jacking up a ring on a,
yeah. Nope, never do that match again.
That's it.
What about an I Quit match?
When was the last I Quit?
Do you give up?
They got to get Mike Chioda out of retirement for that one.
He's got time.
He keeps time.
No, he counts to 3.
Oh yeah, somebody else keeps time. Yeah, a couple other people. Loser leaves town. Retirement match. I Quit match. Casket match. I don't know how that would make sense. I don't know how a casket match between those two would make sense.
I mean, when Brock Lesnar's dressed up in the black duster and cowboy hat.
Well, that's true.
Well.
Some sort of saloon match. Who gets to be the cowboy? Yeah, I think it'll be some sort of a bull rope.
They just set up a ring in a barn on Lesnar's farm.
Nice.
Like from The Office.
I think it's the bull rope.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think that's what we get.
Yeah, I think those two. I think those two are more than capable of having a good match with the bull rope.
How about a final deletion match where the winner gets to delete one of their awful tattoos from their body?
Putting Cody's neck tattoo versus Brock's tramp stamp.
Yep.
That's fair.
You know what? That should actually probably be the match. That should be the match.
Where the loser gets tattooed with the opponent's awful tattoo.
Oh man!
So like, when Cody wins, Brock has to get the American Nightmare
right on his neck.
Yeah.
Do it.
Brock will just rip it off if he doesn't want it.
He sure will. He'll just like a Band-Aid.
A hair versus hair. Brock gets the ponytail cut off.
Ooh, that's sad.
Shaves the beard. That would be sad. All right, that's where we're going to close up for this week, unless you guys have anything else you'd like to add to the show.
What's the worst stipulation that match could be?
Ooh.
The first blood one was good.
Judy Bagwell on a pole.
Both of their propensities to bleed.
Is Judy Bagwell still alive?
No, I don't think so.
So
that match even worse.
I'll say that would be the worst. I stand by my answer then.
What about billionaire versus billionaire?
Oh boy. What?
That'd be pretty sweet.
A horrible human being.
That match, if it was billionaire versus billionaire, it could only be
We love
in one
Puerto
place.
Rico.
Only be
Where?
Puerto Rico.
That's right.
We love Puerto Rico.
There we go. Dick on a pole match. Yeah, that wouldn't be great either. Definitely wouldn't be great. All right, that's where we're going to wrap up for the week. Join us on Tuesday on the podcast side. So make sure you're subscribed on all podcast platforms so you do not ever miss a show. Head over to tpublic.com. We have a lot of stuff on sale over there. We don't have the Donkin shirt anymore, so you missed out. But get the Hershey Mark. Get the Hershey Mark shirt while you can. Get the Hershey Narc shirt once it gets up there. And get everything else over on our TeePublic store. And until Tuesday when we talk to you next time and next Thursday live, I won't be here, but the rest of the gang, probably not Mark, will be here. Stay safe, stay smart, and as always, go for the pin.